Hello everyone, welcome to the session on Limited Liability Partnerships, LLP. So the first question would be, what is LLP? LLP can be called the center point between a partnership and a company setup. So basically it takes the advantages of a business structure which is a partnership firm and a business structure which is a company. It takes all the advantages, combines it, and which gives into the formation of this new setup called limited liability partnerships. So why would an LLP be required? Basically we have partnership firms as a business setup and we have companies as a business structure. Why would this new formation called an LLP is required? Basically in a partnership firm, if you see, the liabilities of all the partners are unlimited. The liabilities are joint and several amongst all the partners of a partnership firm. But in case of a company, the liability is only limited to the amount of share capital which have invested into business. So their liability or their profits, losses, that is all limited to that portion only. It is not unlimited. So what this LLP structure does is, it takes all the advantages of a partnership firm and combines with this limited liability structure from a company, plus it also comes under the regulatory ambit of a governing body called the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, MCA, where it has to do annual filings, it has to get itself audited, and that leads to the formation of LLPs. Now what is the governing law with respect to LLP? It is simple. The governing law with respect to LLP is Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008. It is from 2008-9 that this structure came into picture. What are the advantages of LLP? This is a very straightforward and simpler question. You take all the advantages of a partnership firm, the risks, the rewards, the losses, the profits, everything is divided between the people who are partners in a partnership firm. You take that advantage here, plus you take this advantage of limited liability. Unlike here, where it was unlimited liability, you pick this limited liability concept from a company, combine that, and that leads to the biggest advantage of an LLP. And second big advantage is, earlier with respect to a partnership firm, two people can just meet, they can discuss a business, they can start, they can prepare a deed amongst themselves saying that, okay, let's put in capital this much, let's take profits and losses, let's share it in the ratio this much. This was as simple as that. But now, this complete structure is more transparent in the sense that it is getting regulated by a governing body called the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. It comes under the direct purview of Ministry of Corporate Affairs. You'll have to get your LLP registered with MCA. So there it adds to the transparency of this business structure. And with respect to audits of LLP, do LLPs require audit? The answer is yes and the answer is no. The answer is yes if the LLPs cross a turnover of 40 lakhs and the contribution which is lying in the LLP crosses 25 lakhs, then annual audit is required for the LLP. The answer is no if this condition is not met. And one more thing is, this is irrespective of whether the LLP is governed under tax audit purview. It comes under tax audit purview or not, which is governed by Income Tax Act 1961. So that is over and above this regular annual audit that we are talking about, the statutory audit that we are talking about. In case an LLP crosses turnover of 40 lakhs and contribution of 25 lakhs, then the LLPs have to be audited by a practicing chartered accountant. And the next one is with respect to annual filings. So you told me that LLPs are governed by MCA. So if that is the case, companies file annually certain returns. So should LLPs also do that? Yes, LLPs have to do that, but it is not as strenuous as it happens in case of a company. There is not much of a compliance burden except for 2 annual forms which the LLPs have to file. So let's assume the financial year is FY 24-25. When we say FY 24-25, the year starts from 1st of April 24 and ends on 31st of March 25. Now for this financial year, the LLP has to file 2 forms. The first one is Form 11, which is the annual return, which has to be filed within 60 days from the end of financial year. There is a due date is 30th of May 2025 for an LLP for the financial year FY 24-25. This is the only return? No. There is one more, which is a statement of accounts and solvency, which is Form 8, which has to be filed within 30 days from the end of 6 months from the end of financial year. So simply put it, for FY 24-25, this Form 8 or the Statement of Accounts and Solvency has to be filed on or before 30th of October 2025. So that's the brief on LLPs. See you soon. Thank you.